Hello guys, in this video we'll be learning about one of the most important topic, error detection. What happens if there's an error and one or more bits in our encoding data gets corrupted? We'll learn about single bit errors first, but much of what we discuss can be generalized to multiple bit errors. Let's take an example and then learn. Suppose we wanted to transmit the result of a single coin flip. We encode heads as 0 and tails as 1. Now suppose some error occur during the processing. For example, data is corrupted while being transmitted from one antenna to another antenna. So simple encoding does not work well when if there's a possibility of a single bit errors. To help with our discussion, we'll use Hamming distance. What is Hamming distance? Number of positions in which the corresponding digits differ in two encodings of the same length. What does that mean? Let's look into an example to understand Hamming distance first. There are two encodings given. You can see that the length of encoding 1 and the length of encoding 2 is same. So what is Hamming distance telling us? Number of positions in which the corresponding digits differ. So here it's differing in the third position and the fifth position, correct? So the Hamming distance is 2. If someone tells us Hamming distance is 0, then the two encodings are identical. Hamming distance is a handy tool for measuring how encodings differ. Now, how is Hamming distance helping us? Why did we look about Hamming distance now? Single bit error changes exactly one of the bits of an encoding. So the Hamming distance between a valid binary code and the same code with a single bit error is 1. So 0 is a valid binary code, 1 is an error, a single bit error. So the Hamming distance is 1. The difficulty with our simple encoding is that the two valid code 0 and 1, 0 for heads and 1 for tails, also have the same Hamming distance, which is 1. So a single bit changes one valid code word into another valid code word. Single bit errors changes one valid code to another valid code. So this is an error occurring. It changes 0 to 1. So 0 is also a valid code and 1 is also a valid code. So it's changing 0 to 1, one valid code to another valid code. The real issue is that the data received at receiver is 1. So we cannot distinguish between an uncorrupted encoding of tails and a corrupted encoding of heads. So we cannot detect an error as occurred. So the idea is what we need is an encoding where a single bit error does not produce another valid code word. What we need are code words that differ by at least 2 bits. We want the minimum Hamming distance of at least 2. If we have a code word where Hamming distance is 1, we can generate the set we want by adding a parity bit to each of the original words. Using even parity, the additional parity bit is chosen so that the total number of bits becomes even. So we add another bit to the receiver end as well as the transmitter end. So the parity bit added is 0 at the receiver end and parity bit added is 1 at the transmitter end. So the number of bits now increases to 2. So the Hamming distance of these two encodings is 2. Now, how does parity bits help? Now consider a single bit error. Now consider in this diagram, consider a single bit error has occurred. 0 0 can be corrupted to 0 1, 0 0 can be corrupted to 0 1, or 0 0 can also be corrupted to 1 0. Neither of which is a valid code word. We know that the valid code words are only 0 0 and 1 1. So technically we have detected the error. We have detected the single bit error. Similarly, single bit error of 1 1 can also be detected. So what do we analyze from this? So if at all valid code is 0 0 and 1 1, they have an even number of zeros and ones. The invalid code or the corrupted code has odd number of zeros and ones. This is the main point required, guys. This is the important point. Now, we say that the corrupted code has a parity error. It's easy to perform a parity check. Simply count the number of ones. So to check the parity, count the number of ones. If it's even, single bit error has not occurred. If it's odd, single bit error has occurred. Let's look into an example. The encoded information is given below. This is the original code. Now let's look into this. So this is a single bit error. As you can see that the error is here. 1 is changing to 0. When you count the number of ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As I told you, the number of ones here, if it's even, the single bit error has not occurred. If it's odd, I think here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are odd number of ones. So the single bit error has occurred. The important point is parity won't help us if there's an even number of bit errors. Double bit errors or 4 bit errors, etc., where a corrupted code word would have an even number of 1 bits, and hence it approaches to be proper, but actually it's not. Look into the third example. There are 2 bit errors, as 1 is changing to 0 and 0 is changing to 1 here. There are 2 bits, but when you count the number of ones, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in spite of having even number of ones, it has 2 bit errors. So parity bit errors is useful for detecting single bit errors and not more than 2 or 3 errors.